Welcome, everybody, back to the Ball and Blitz podcast, joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Jaden Seegert. How are you doing today, man?
Fantastic. It's good to be here. Always
Dude,
is.
it's always great to be here, talk about some football. We're getting into some NFL draft stuff now. Um, might be asking, does this have anything to do with both of our teams being utter dog shit and useless to society? No, is the answer to that. It has nothing to do with it. But today we're going to be talking about a couple of games that were played on this Sunday slate. It's currently halftime of the Patriots-Ravens game. That game could go either way. It does have playoff implications, I suppose. Buffalo can't catch up to New England, can they?
If New England loses tonight, then I think they are within one game.
11-3. Yeah, okay. So it's if New England loses today, that does change some things at the top of the AFC. But for the overall playoff picture itself, the teams that are going to be in the playoff picture, this game does not have an effect per se.
Other than maybe like if the Ravens lose, their AFC North odds drop a ton. But I mean,
I don't think it's mathematically possible for them to win the North anymore.
if they win tonight, they're
It's they're not. The Steelers are 9-6. The Ravens are 7 and. Oh, I guess it's possible. It would take
if they would
Steelers
win
lose
this
out.
game and then beat the Steelers when they play them in a
Yeah.
18, then they have this. I don't know. I don't know who gets a tiebreaker with all that stuff if they end up with the
Yeah.
same record and splitting. But
It could have implications, but probably not. So we wanted to talk about some games this week that did have playoff implications, not just games that were played today, but games that were played yesterday as well. I think we should kick it off with, because we're going to finish with the NFC playoff picture, I wanted to talk about the Bucs-Panthers today. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is mainly just because what I think we're seeing from the NFC South, I really think we're starting to see a team kind of emerge from the NFC South, being Carolina. I understand the Buccaneers, they had a lot of injuries in the middle of the season. Their production offensively has kind of tapered off. Baker Mayfield has gotten outplayed severely in back-to-back weeks. I understand what that division looks like. All right, I get it. But in a weak division like that, I truly think the Panthers are a team and a front office that is set up well to kind of take over that division, not just for this year, but for years in the future. What is your take? What is your take on that? Because as it stands right now, that's probably going to be Carolina in the playoffs as that divisional winner. So
I thought 3 weeks ago that the Panthers would come in and take it because I think they're the better team.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are coached better. I think they. I'm not gonna go as far to say they have better quarterback play, but Baker Mayfield looks bad.
Yeah.
And all the Baker Mayfield guys, whenever you doubt Baker Mayfield, he turns it up. It just has not been true this year. He doesn't look good. He's missing throws. Mike Evans is old. He's not separating. He's never really been a separator, but he's really not separating now.
Mm-hmm.
Godwin's struggled since he came back. Egbuka can't catch the football.
And on top of all this, you're just not getting the production from Bucky Irving that you thought you would get coming off of the injury. You got a good game from Rachaad White today, but just offensively, and this is not some Panthers defense that's staggering on all levels. They're much improved from last year, no doubt about it. You have an S-tier corner in J.C. Horn. You have situational pass rushers. I think Mike Jackson is giving you a decent season. They just win games, man. They out-execute teams, and a lot of that does come down to coaching.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't think this is like crazy quarterback play or some kind of function of the offense that's just way better than Tampa Bay's or just anybody in that division.
Mm-hmm.
They just seem to execute more often than not, more so than the teams in their division, and they're reaping the rewards of that right now with Bryce Young giving you enough every single game. You have a certified wide receiver 1 now, and that kind of changes a lot of the things you can do offensively, even with a quarterback like Bryce Young who has limitations.
I agree 100%.
Because if we're looking at it, they didn't have 300. They had 292 yards of offense today. They were not lighting it up, but it was a home game. They executed late. And sometimes that's all it takes. And this kind of is a deeper rooted issue for Tampa Bay. I feel like they might be a team looking for a new head coach in a couple months. We'll see what they do with Todd Bowles. I think they should. For a team that just seems to produce offensive coordinators that become good head coaches consistently, it feels like that's the direction they should go. Mike Evans is a free agent. He's not going to be a Buck next year. Chris Godwin is what Chris Godwin is at this point. You have Emeka Egbuka, who, God bless him, he had a great start to the year. He is struggling right now.
I think it's just a bad case of the yips, but either way, it doesn't help him this year.
Right, exactly. And it's one of those things where you look at their roster on paper, and they should win that division. If you look at their roster on paper, I mean, none of the other teams stack up. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about the front seven. You want to talk about the secondary. You want to talk about the offensive lines, the run game, the receivers, even the quarterback play. This is not a division that they should be handing to Carolina, but Carolina is better coached. I think they're better situationally on offense and defense. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't tell you for the life of me the special teams numbers. But I would assume that the Panthers' special teams plays a factor in this as well. I mean, just a really well designed and orchestrated team.
I can't tell you off the top of my head what like the special teams EPA per play is per se, but what I do know is that Fitzgerald, their rookie kicker, pretty good.
He's good. Yeah, he's good.
I can't really say much because McLaughlin, I mean, is probably a top 3 to 5 kicker in the NFL, so he's obviously awesome too. But I mean, yeah, Carolina just does everything right. They're not very. I don't want to say they're not talented because they are. They have guys, but they're not super talented. I mean, they have Bryce Young. He's a guy. Their wide receiving core is Tet McMillan, and then they got some guys.
It's like one other guy every week. It's different. It was Coker this week.
Yeah, I like Coker.
It'll be Coker more often than not. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they don't have a 2. They don't have a 3, and they don't really have. They didn't have a run game today. I shouldn't say they don't have a run game because ideally you should. They didn't really have one all that much today.
It's hard to run on Tampa with.
Yeah, it is for sure. They just execute, man. And in a year where it just feels like the margins for error are so slim, man. Like a play here, a play there, and you win a game. You win a divisional game, and that can take you to the playoffs. And that's kind of what we're seeing with Carolina. Mm-hmm. And they're one of those teams where like they could have a good offseason, and this division can be theirs for the foreseeable future. You know, like I like what Atlanta did in their draft this previous year, but once again, like, don't trust the coaching, don't trust the quarterback. That's kind of is what it is. I feel the same way with the Saints. It's really, to me, there's one really well-coached team in this division, and that's Carolina, and it's showing. It's showing right now in the division leaders.
Yeah. I mean, Canales has done an awesome job. I think Canales is a good coach. I think he's average, maybe even above average. I really think this is a lot about Todd Bowles. I think Todd Bowles is awful. And
I think he is too, yeah.
I mean, hindsight's 20/20. I don't want to get into revisionist history, but they let Liam Cohen go, and Liam Cohen's a guy we're probably going to talk about at some point. But Liam Cohen should probably win Coach of the Year. And I mean, between Liam Cohen and Todd Bowles right now, I mean, you let Todd.
Especially, and I don't know if you remember this, but in the offseason, there was a period where Jacksonville was originally going to keep their previous general manager, and that caused Liam Cohen to back out of the deal with Jacksonville and return to Tampa Bay as one of the highest paid offensive coordinators to ever coach. Mm-hmm. Didn't end up happening that way because Cohen was able to pick his free agent, or his his general manager, and he goes to Jacksonville. What Tampa would be this year with Liam Cohen at offensive coordinator kind of reminds me of what the Lions were going to be like a couple years ago when Ben Johnson went on his original tour of coaching interviews, not this past year, but the year prior.
Yep.
And then he comes back to Detroit. They have this super historically good offense. I understand it didn't work in the playoffs. It is what it is. that's still good process. Tampa Bay is not a process driven team right now, especially throughout the coaching staff. And the thing with Tampa Bay is I do trust, like, if they were to hire an offensive minded head coach, I would trust who they go with. I would trust who they go with. I'm not 100% sure if they fire Todd Bowles. I don't know.
Will. I don't think they
So
will. I think they should. I think if they miss the playoffs, they might. I
yeah,
think if they squeak into the playoffs, I think he's got his job for another year, and I think that's dumb.
I
But
think that'd be the worst thing to happen to them.
Yeah, I agree. I think 100% they should be calling Clint Kubiak. They should be calling Joe Brady. They should be calling everybody.
Yeah.
Because Baker Mayfield's had what? How many years has he been in the league? 7, 8 years, and he's
Something
had a
like that.
different offense. He's had a different play caller every single year.
Yeah,
Like,
I believe this is 8th year.
I'm not a big Baker guy. I think a lot of the stuff he does gets overblown. He's cool because he's tough and all that, but I'm not a huge Baker guy. But like, give the dude an offensive minded coach so that he has the same playbook, the same system, the same scheme for more than 1 year,
Yeah.
consecutive year. Just,
And I think, look, I'm not the highest on Baker Mayfield either. I thought the MVP shouts he was getting were absolutely ridiculous. And, like, he was putting up stats and producing. I get that. I think the Baker Mayfield that we're watching right now, I think the actual picture of what he is closer to that MVP version than what we're seeing right now. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I just don't think Bryce Young and Tyler Shuck are better quarterbacks than him.
No.
And maybe we can talk about Tyler Shuck in a future episode. He's playing some good football right now.
Great football. I think that he's done his job for a year.
Yeah, 100%. When we do more draft stuff, we can talk about the Saints. They're a super interesting team. They're picking super high, definitely quarterback range, but they're not taking one. Yeah, we can use this as a transition into Packers Bears if you'd like. I'll kind of let you take this segment over. That's your team.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch that game fully. I watched the final quarter and what was it, quarter and a half ish, quarter and 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just take it away. Tell me what you think this does to the NFC playoff picture and just what this does as a whole.
This really would have blown up the NFC playoff picture completely if Detroit would have won today, which they didn't. So I'm not as upset now as I was last night when the game happened. Very upset with that because that was just unbelievable. But so if Detroit would have won, then this would have absolutely blown the NFC playoff picture wide open. It would have been like Green Bay would have had to have won their last 2 games probably to get that last playoff spot. Now they just need to win one more game. They're in. So Green Bay, they're in pretty much. San Fran and Chicago clinched today. The Seattle and Rams have already clinched. Eagles have clinched. So the last team that needs to clinch in the NFC playoff picture is Green Bay, and they have to win one of their 2 games.
I just looked it up. They play the Ravens at home, and they play Minnesota at Minnesota.
They'll win one of those games. I'm not.
If you lose Baltimore, all of a sudden the next game becomes a must-win against the J.J. McCarthy-led Vikings. I would expect LaFleur's team to be ready to win. It's a must-win game.
I assume they'll win both.
Yes. If they win Baltimore, just sit everybody week 18.
Sit everybody because you're probably getting the 7th seed regardless.
And you might, with Malik Willis, you might win that game too. So who knows?
He's playing great football.
Malik Willis, Emmanuel Wilson football today.
But so I want to just kind of talk about that game. So odds are, I mean, at this point, Bears and Packers are going to line up the 2-7 game one way or another. Like either Green Bay is going to win their last 2 games and the Bears are going to lose to San Fran and the Lions, and it'll be 2-7 in Lambeau, or Chicago wins one more game, or Green Bay loses one more game, and it's 2-7 Green Bay, Chicago in Chicago. And odds are we're going to see that game again. And
it's a fascinating matchup.
It's a very fun matchup because now, especially without Parsons, they match up super similarly. They have high-powered offenses that with very good offensive minds and defenses with no pass rush. So they're very similar teams right now. I just when it boils down to it, I'm going to take the team with the quarterback play. I don't want to sound biased, but Green Bay last night looked like the better team, and that was with Malik Willis and Emmanuel Wilson in the backfield the entire game. I understand the Bears won the game. I'm not going to cope about it. They won. Good win. Any win against a divisional opponent's a good win. That was one of the biggest meltdowns I've ever seen, and I've seen my fair share in Green Bay. But I think Green Bay should win that one third time come around, but it should be very fun regardless. And I'm very excited that it's more than likely going to be a third game between the two teams.
And here's where everything switched for Chicago. Chicago was a team going into this year where, okay, you got the weapons at the skill positions outside of running back. What are you going to get out of that running back room? What they have gotten from Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift down the stretch has completely changed everything that they do on offense. And
they're awesome.
It's not just Kyle Monangai exploding. It is, but what Kyle Monangai becoming a dude does for you, because him and DeAndre Swift are different runners. Mm-hmm. They're not the same player. It opens up lanes, cutback lanes, front side lanes, gap lanes. It opens up different avenues for that running game to work for both running backs, not just one guy. So being able to come out in different personnel packages and confuse defenses, especially defenses without a premier pass rusher like Michael Parsons, it's a fun matchup. And for me, I kind of agree with you in the sense of like, whatever quarterback I trust the most, I feel as if is going to win that game. But at this current stage, Caleb is playing awesome football. And it's still inconsistent. I get it. Like, it's not down perfection. And I'm going to be real, I don't think it ever will be with Caleb.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And like, Jordan Love goes down with a concussion so early, so it's so hard to tell. I almost want to just throw that matchup away because of the injury. Like, and I get Malik Willis played well, but it just changed. They were talking about on the broadcast, man, the zone run game with Malik Willis. It changes the way not only Green Bay has to run their offense, but it changes the way that Chicago has to play defense. And personally, like, playing against a quarterback that can't hit the windows that Jordan Love can, I know they were saying on the broadcast it makes it a little bit more confusing. I just can't get behind that. I just really can't. I understand Malik Willis can do different things on the ground. I'm still much more terrified of Jordan Love running that offense. I do think if they matched up again, Green Bay would win, even in Chicago.
Yeah,
look, it took a collapse, and it took a absolutely perfect throw. And shout out Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. I mean, that was an awesome play. I mean, given the conditions, and that's another thing we can talk about with this game, horrid conditions. Can you even take anything out of this game?
No, I'm throwing the game away, and I think both teams are super evenly matched. I mean, we saw it in Lambeau. Mm-hmm. I think Love. I think the Packers have the quarterback advantage, which is why I would take them in a one-off game, regardless. Because watching that game, it made me feel more confident about Green Bay, and then less confident about Chicago than I was going into the week. Because I mean, Green Bay hasn't been able to run the ball all year. Their run blocking has been horrible. Josh Jacobs is having the best 3.7 yards per carry that anyone's ever seen ever, and he genuinely looks like a superhuman back there, and he's averaging under 4 yards a carry. It's that bad, and it was. Emmanuel Wilson was chunking off 5, 6, 7, 8 yards every single run.
I liked what I saw from Emmanuel Wilson.
You have the threat of Malik Willis, so it's different. But it's like, man, the Bears' offense looked bad until the fourth quarter, which, I mean, I don't really. Green Bay blitzed the piss out of them, so maybe that they found something there because through 3.5 quarters they blitzed on like 47% of Caleb Williams dropbacks, and he could not handle it. Mm-hmm. They weren't getting sacks, but he was missing throws, and they just did not look good. And like you said, they were down by 10 with 2 minutes left, kicked a field goal, got an onside kick, scored a touchdown. And I mean, they won the game. They fought. That's all you can say. Personally,
it's just something with Green Bay and onside kicks, man. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. You guys are just like forever permanently cursed. We're not recovering. This one a lot less important than the other onside.
The Brandon Bostic one. As soon as I saw Dobbs drop that one, I just got flashbacks to the Brandon Bostic.
Flashbacks. Yeah,
but
I get it.
This one almost upset me more because
Dude,
Bostic.
it was in his hands.
It-
Romeo Dobbs' hand. It was
yeah.
in his chest.
The reason this one upset me more is because the Brandon Bostic was a young player trying to be the hero, and he dropped it. And he was supposed to be the guy that ran and blocked for Jordy Nelson to come up and catch it behind him, and he didn't do his job. And obviously, NFC Championship, bigger stakes. Do your job and let Jordy Nelson catch the ball because Jordy Nelson's going to catch the ball. But like Romeo Dobbs, like he's the one that's supposed to catch the ball. Romeo Dobbs, like we have the guys in front of Romeo Dobbs blocking for Romeo Dobbs to catch
It's
the
the
ball.
hands
Because
team. I mean, that's how the hands
we
team is
trust
lined up.
Romeo Dobbs' hands more than anybody else on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did he drop the ball, he was like backing up. Like he just kept backing up away from the ball and then let it hit him in the chest, and he just, I don't know. It was a very frustrating loss. But now that the Lions lost today, I'm not as frustrated. You should have been playing against Chicago in Lambeau, but now you're probably going to have to play them in Chicago. Oh well, I think they'll go in and beat them. But it's a fun matchup either way.
Look, Caleb Williams through 3 quarters had just under 110 passing yards. Just under. And in the 4th quarter, he had 97
Yeah.
and a touchdown. I'm not saying that the game meant nothing, because it didn't. It's a divisional win. It obviously means something. But we're getting closer to the playoffs. I can use a little bit of nuance with every single one of these games. I'm just going to be real, man. I'm taking Green Bay. And look, this wouldn't even be a conversation if Green Bay had Kraft and Parsons. It really wouldn't. I think we'd be having conversations about Green Bay as the 1 seed.
I think
If that were the case, it's just hard not to think that way. And I know you could be like, oh, well, those guys were healthy when they played Cleveland and Carolina, but I just don't think it makes a difference. I really don't. Those are 2 pivotal pieces.
Probably.
I don't even have to explain the importance of Micah Parsons, but I think even still, nationally, people don't understand how good and how important Tucker Kraft is. To not just that offense, but just as a player.
I think he was the most important offensive piece, obviously outside of Jordan Love, on the team. It's him and Christian Watson, after Love, and I mean, not only just how he plays, just him as a person. He's he would die for everybody on that team, which kind of just fuels everybody else and gets everybody going. But yeah, and I'm sick of the whole, well, I'm feeling good about next year because with Green Bay every year, it's just I can't wait for next year. So I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I still think they have life this year. It's just if they had Kraft and Parsons, I'd be a lot more excited.
Yeah. You feel a lot better with the way ACL injuries shape out nowadays. If you get hurt at any point in the previous season, there is some kind of expectation that you can be back by week 1 by the next year. I think Kraft certainly going to be back by week 1 next year. Parsons,
he's aiming for it.
Iffy, but a guy of his stature, you can get him back by week 1.
I think he'll be back by week 1, and if not, I think they'll throw him on the pup and he'll be back by week 4.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the Mahomes thing too. I think that's kind of what it's just going to be. It's going to be week 1 if you get lucky. If not, he's on IR for 4 games, and then you're fine.
I think Mahomes will be back week 1, and the reason for that is, Mahomes has been running a lot this year, but he's not exactly a scrambler, or he shouldn't be. He's a scrambler this year. He was a scrambler this year because
he has to be. Yeah,
he had to do everything himself. But he's going to be 31, 32?
31. He'll be, by the time next season starts, he'll be 31.
Okay, so he'll be 31. He's not slow, but he's not a scrambler. He can sit in the pocket and sling that thing around on one leg.
Yeah. To bring it back to Green Bay, I look at the overall playoff picture, and I'm seeing a bunch of just good teams, really good teams, but there isn't that one team that I'm just man, I would hate to see them, I guess, in a playoff matchup. Anybody, Denver, New England, LA, it doesn't matter. Detroit, it doesn't matter. That's kind of how I feel. A one-off game, could you have a one-off 2 games, 3 games?
Mm-hmm.
Most certainly, especially with a guy as talented as Jordan Love. And that offense, when Christian Watson is on the field, is still incredibly explosive.
Yeah, it all depends on Watson. If Watson plays, they can beat anybody in a one-off game. I'm certainly not going to pick them to win the Super Bowl because they would have to have. I think they match up well against the Bears. I think they should beat the Bears if they happen to play them. And then in the second round, more than likely, you're playing against the winner of the NFC West, which going into Seattle, not fun. They match up well.
You'd
Like
love to have Parsons available for that.
yeah, you match up well personnel wise. Like I think Love and Watson can actually like put up points against that defense. Not, I mean, it's still the best defense, one of the best defenses in football. So you're not going to be just up and down the field, but you can score. And I'm not terribly worried about that. The Seattle's offense. It's Seattle in playoff football in Seattle. That's scary.
Yeah, for me, it's like I just got to see it with Sam Darnold. Like, could he do it? Yeah, I mean, like it wouldn't shock me, but like I saw him in a better situation last year with Minnesota offensively, and it didn't work out.
No,
and like I just got to see it. I just got to see it. And this can take us to, before we start draft talk, this can take us to the AFC side. A little bit shorter of a segment, maybe just because not as like it's just not as important. Like the AFC is kind of fleshed out at this point. A lot of the teams that are in.
We all know who's going to be in the playoffs.
Right. We could talk about the AFC West because we don't know. I think that's the only division other than I guess the AFC North where I guess you could really say it with all the divisions in the AFC. Like
they're all kind of like
they all have a chance to win their division, but like. The Broncos lost today. They didn't just lose. They got killed today by Jacksonville. And we can talk about the Jags. They're really good. I'd be scared to see them in the playoffs.
I think they're the best team in football right now.
But right now, it's kind of hard to argue.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is playing as good as any quarterback in football.
Yeah.
And Liam Cohen is scheming better than anyone else in football, maybe outside of Ben Johnson.
He's doing it with, I'm not going to say without Brian Thomas, because Brian Thomas has been involved in the last couple of weeks, but not to the degree rookie Brian Thomas was.
No, it's a lot of like you make one good move with Jacoby Myers and it kind of just molds everything together.
And everything just works.
Yes.
It's you got Brian Thomas. I was going to say Brian Thomas and some guys, but right now it's just kind of some guys. Like Jacoby Myers is a guy. He's a good power slot receiver that just gets open. Mm-hmm. Brian Thomas is a deep threat that can just win kind of intermediate deep. And
Parker Washington's been good as well.
Parker Washington's awesome. Mm-hmm. Brenton Strange has been a good tight end. The run game's been fine. Nothing spectacular, but it's been fine. And ETN in the pass game right now.
Yes, and that's what I was going to get to. They're a team that does so good at extending their run game. So it's not just zone, gap, duo, trap. It's not concepts like that. It'll be slip screens. It'll be swing passes. It'll be just flat routes. Anything to get Travis Etienne in space, it opens up everything. Because like you said, there isn't just one guy that's, it's not like you have rookie BTJ. It's the combination of BTJ, Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange, Parker Washington, Etienne. The offensive line's playing well. Trevor Lawrence is awesome. He is exactly what everyone expected him to be coming out of Clemson. It just took some time. This is what it was supposed to look like.
He's not making the mistakes.
Crazy arm talent. Windows. He's hitting windows. Deep balls. He's accurate on the intermediate stuff. He's making the correct reads. He's throwing it away when he needs to. They're a force, man, offensively. And defensively, they just continue to make plays at every level. At every level, they continue to make plays. And it's crazy. They're so good right now that they aren't getting shafted for that awful Travis Hunter process during the draft at all right now. It's not coming back to bite them at all. Like, you traded to... Cleveland is in a excellent spot for the future. And Jacksonville objectively lost that trade by a fucking mile.
Oh yeah,
that's what was that? The number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, you can argue straight up that Mason Graham's going to be a more impactful player than Travis Hunter just in general. Mason Graham's awesome.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, even if you said replace Travis Hunter this year with Carson Schwessinger, how much better are the Jags? And that's not to say that Schwessinger will be better than Travis Hunter. I'm just saying you're getting nothing out of your number 2 overall pick, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's how well coached they are. That's how well built they are. Gladstone has built an incredibly just fine-tuned roster, and it took a while. Like there were definitely moments where it was iffy and we weren't sure what it was going to look like, the finished product. And this isn't the finished product either. They still need to address wide receiver in the offseason. You need another running back. There's defensive pieces you need. But in the AFC, man, they're as dangerous as anybody right now. It's about peaking at the right time, and that's exactly what they're doing, man. They're peaking. You don't want to see them right now in the playoffs. And I kind of want to look it up. I'm not sure what their matchup is as it stands right now.
I think they would be the 3 seed right now, so they'd get the 6.
They'd get Buffalo. Man, that'd be a fun game.
That would be an awesome game.
In Jacksonville, that'd be fun, man. That'd be really fun. Yeah, as it stands right now, it would be because the Broncos are the 1 seed. So it would be the 2 and 7 Patriots, Texans, Jags, Bills, Steelers, Chargers. So that would be an awesome slate of AFC playoffs.
Oh yeah, I like a couple of weeks ago I was kind of like, AFC's so up in the air. I'm just gonna take Josh Allen and think he's just gonna Superman his way into the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
I think I would take the Jags in that matchup.
I think I would too, especially in Jacksonville. Buffalo's defense just scares the shit out of me, man. I know they have good pieces in their secondary, but it's a Sean McDermott-led team that is just so undisciplined. I don't know. They're another team that's I don't know how they keep doing it with Sean McDermott. I don't know what their obsession is with keeping.
They have a better head coach in their own building.
On staff, yeah. And I'm not even the biggest Joe Brady guy. I'm way more of a Kubiak guy than Joe Brady.
Oh yeah.
But Joe Brady is going to get a head coaching job somewhere, and I would bet a significant amount of money he is better. He's going to do a better job than Sean McDermott would do.
Yeah, I am definitely a much bigger Joe Brady guy than you are. He's
I think it depends on what you value, because the run fits are just impeccable.
Yeah,
what Joe Brady does.
He's like I don't know, the Vince Lombardi of Arthur Smith's. It's so boring. It's so repetitive. Film watchers. He broke down something, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and the Bills ran the same exact duo play. The same exact one. I mean, they flipped sides and stuff.
Yeah.
Same concept, same they lined up the
down
same
in distance and
same
everything.
Personnel. They ran it. He had it open for every tab that they ran this same duo play in one game. He had, I think it was 25 tabs. They were in the same play 25 times. In every play, 5 yards, 8 yards.
Yeah. It's the best. It's the best cohesion of offensive line play and running back play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Bar none.
Yeah, so that's what the one thing I am worried about with Joe Brady is. It's they have a great run blocking offensive line, and they have James Cook, who's probably a top 5 running back in the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's a fun exercise. How many running backs are you taking over him?
Yeah,
it's not a lot.
Not many. And that's the one thing that scares me. It's he is very repetitive. If there's a play that works and he sees something in the defense's alignment that, oh, this should work against this, he's going to run it every play because it should work because he's got an awesome offensive line and an awesome running back. I'm worried to see if that'll work. If he goes and gets a job in, who's going to be needing a head coach? I mean, maybe
Tennessee.
Say he goes to Tennessee. Is it going to work there? With Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears with a bad offensive line? I don't know. But
God, dude,
I do like Joe Brady a decent bit more than you do. But yeah, I get why you would be a little hesitant.
Here's the thing, I don't dislike him. I just think what Kubiak does and what he's done this back half of this season, to me, I think I value that, the passing lanes and the motions and the pre-snap shit. I think I value that. And I would do everything in my power if I'm Seattle to keep him. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, there's no way.
But I would do literally everything in my power. Because he's just so quarterback friendly, I just think he makes the offense so quarterback friendly. I think
Yeah.
Joe Brady works really well when you have a Josh Allen at quarterback. It doesn't have to be Josh Allen, but when you have a top of the line starter, I guess, one of the 10 to 12 best quarterbacks.
Yeah, because the threat of Josh Allen making a play also helps out your run game a ton.
Right, like I think a Joe Brady led offense behind Jalen Hurts, for example, and Saquon Barkley would work better than a Joe Brady led offense with like Patrick Mahomes, for example. Just a team that's more built on running to establish the pass as opposed to vice versa.
Yep. No, I agree with you 100%. I am very in on Clint Kubiak this year, and I think he would be a perfect fit for like a Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Speaking of Buffalo, healthy scratch for Keon Coleman today. They're a very wide receiver needy team. That is what we're doing with this next segment. We're giving you guys our top 5 ranked wide receivers in this year's draft class. I'll start off. I think this wide receiver class I think it's pretty good, but I also think it's very weird the way I have it graded so far because I haven't watched everybody. But
100% agrees.
To me, there are 2.5 guys at the top of this draft, and I say 2.5 because Jordan Tyson's going to go top 15, but injury history scares me. It's whatever. After Tyson or Lemon, whoever you have 2 and 3, there is a drop-off, but the drop-off is like, dude, 10 guys, like 12 receivers that are like all in this same tier of like you could take them at 30 or you could take them at 70, and it wouldn't shock me either way.
Yeah, no, there is going to be some guys that fall. And I think the guys that are going to fall, there's a lot of receivers this year that are like 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot, buck 80. That like Concepcion, I think he's a guy.
He's weird.
Like I think he's a guy that like the tape's cool. I mean, I'm in. I think he's going to be a good football player, but I think he might fall. There's just so many guys in that range. But yeah, like you said, there's 3 really, and I personally, my order of yours is I have it flipped around a little bit. I have Tyson and Lemon over your top guy, which I'll let you tell everybody.
I have Tate, Lemon, Boston, Concepcion, Tyson.
Oh, okay.
And you have Lemon, Tyson, Tate. So we have the same top 3, but then you have Chris Bell and then Denzel Boston / Chris Brazzell. So we both like Denzel Boston. I think he should go round 1.
I think he is awesome. Yeah.
I think he's sick. I think he's really, really good. And a lot of this stems from I loved Jaden Higgins last year, and I see a lot of that with him. They're not the exact same player.
No, they're
it's a very similar build, and I just see a similar path towards production right away. And we can start there if you want. We could do Boston and Chris Brazzell. You can tell me a little bit about Chris Brazzell because I haven't done a lot of tape study on him. I watched a lot of his early stuff, but I have not watched him recently.
So who are we starting with?
Let's just start with Boston. We'll start with Boston. I'll give my pitch. Boston, to me, is the receiver that's going to come in and play right away because he can play on the outside. He can play on the inside. He's a really good blocker. He's incredibly smart. He's not like Mekhi Lemon, where he's just this uber separator, can win at every single level of the field. You're not getting that with Boston. Boston is more of like a pick and choose your spots, pick and choose your matchups, 50-50 ball downfield. What I think separates him from, just these other big receivers that come out is he gets open in a way that is more nuanced for his size. And I don't think it gets talked about enough. Super, super duper smart separating downfield. Super smart. It's not really a 50-50 ball because he is so unique with his hand fighting, his shoulder fighting. I just think he's really, really good at every aspect of the wide receiver position. And I understand Washington was a wide receiver friendly offense. They kind of have been for the past couple of years. They just produce. Denzel Boston's a really good player, man.
Yeah,
he's a really good player. I think he should go within the top 40 picks.
Yeah, I echo everything you said. My actual top of the notes thing on Denzel Boston is he has maybe the best late hands I've ever seen in a prospect. Ever. Like, better than that was something that was really good with Puka Nacua coming out of college. Like he didn't have much, but like his late hands, like on a deep ball. The most important thing on like a deep ball to make a 50-50 ball not a 50-50 ball is if you have even half a step on the corner, you have to show your hands late. Because the earlier you put your hands out, the more time the DB has a chance to get his hands up, turn around, make a play on the football, or whatever. But if you can just keep running and not let the DB know that the ball's coming to you, and then last second throw your hands out, like Antonio Brown was unbelievable at it. Like he was the best that the NFL's ever seen at it. Like it was like the ball was over the corner's shoulders as Antonio Brown was throwing his hands out. It was like past the corner. Oh, now I'm going to put my hands out. Ball's in my hands. You have no idea what just happened. That's what I see in Boston. It's like the ball is coming, and it's like right by his shoulder, and he's still running, striding, arms pumping, and then it's just hands out, catch the ball. DB has no idea what's going on. And that's something that's really important because obviously, like when you're trying to separate these guys, it's like, well, does he win deep? Yeah, he wins deep. Does he win over intermediate? Yeah, he wins intermediate. Can he run after the catch, break tackles? Yeah, but guess what? So can all of these guys. Every single one of these, like Brazel, Concepcion, all of them, they can all, Bell, they can all do that. All these guys do that. But they just, like the little things, like you were talking about smarting, how smart he is sitting in zone, like those late hands, it's like just a little separator for me, which is why I like him more than some of those other guys in that tier.
I'm having a hard time like picking bad parts out of his game, which is typically a good sign. Like if I'm struggling to find shit that you struggle with, then it makes my job as a grader really easy. I think this is a good. Tell me about Chris Bell, and I'll tell you about Casey Concepcion, because I've watched none of Chris Bell.
Okay.
And I've watched a shit ton of Casey Concepcion.
Yeah, I think we're a little opposite on that. So Chris Bell, it's not a guy that I've dug into a ton, but what I have seen from him, I like it a lot. He has the NFL body. He can play outside on the boundary, but I really like what I think he can add as a power slot. At I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", 200
He's a big dude. He's a big dude. And he's not like this fifth-year senior that exploded.
Yeah, no.
Like Leggett did a few years ago, or whoever.
And I don't know. He's not a fantastic separator. Like he's a little bit worse separator than Boston, which is a big part why I like Boston a little bit more than him. But like he catches with his hands. He does win. Like he wins over the middle of the field, especially. Like he's very good over the middle of the field, which I think is the most important thing as an NFL prospect. If you can't win over the middle of the field, you're not going to be a 1, probably not even going to be a 2. Like you have to win over the middle, and I think he does that. He breaks tackles. He is good in contested catch situations, not like jump ball 50-50s, because I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
I don't care about 50-50 balls, really. Like
it doesn't matter how high your success rate is in college. It can plummet in the NFL.
Yeah, it doesn't usually translate.
There's no correlation.
Unless you're Kelvin Johnson or you're Julio Jones, it doesn't matter. Because there's not enough instances in a game where you're like, unless you're George Pickens, where you get like 3 a game. But like for the most part, you're getting 1 every 3 weeks, and it doesn't.
As a rookie, you'd be lucky to get 1. Every quarter of the season.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't care about that. But like contested catches, like on a like little quick slant, and you got a guy draped all over your back, and you have to like reach out and catch the ball with your hands and bring it back into your body. He's got super strong hands, and he's super physical at the catch point. And like I said, he breaks tackles. He's a very good athlete for his size. I anticipate he'll be probably in the 80th percentile plus for RAS score, which if he is in that if he's that type of athlete, I am very excited about him. He kind of does what I like in a large, like a big wide receiver. He does it well. He wins deep. He wins over the middle. After the catch, he's good. He's very strong hands, very good at the catch point. And he separates enough to where I don't think it's an issue. You have these guys, like specifically Keon Coleman. I didn't like Keon Coleman because he had all these things. He had good hands. He good at the catch point. He was physical, but his separation was so bad that it was an issue. Because if you can't separate at all, you're not going to be a good NFL player. You're just not.
And Keon Coleman was also like he didn't separate well, and his contested catch numbers were not good.
Oh, it's bad.
So it was like that was the most obvious like. What are you gonna make him a tight end? Because he's not gonna be able to play receiver.
No, as long like if you're a big receiver that can be physical and can do things after the catch, and you can win, like I don't expect him to go out and earn a 25% target share maybe at any point in his career in the NFL because I don't think he's gonna win at a high enough rate.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he'll win enough to be a very like solid piece for like a team that like I think he fills a role very well.
I get why you like him, and it's funny that you have him there and I have KC Concepcion in the same spot because they are completely opposite players.
Mm-hmm.
Could not be further apart. When I see KC Concepcion, and I won't explain it much further after this. I just see Zay Flowers. That's what I see.
No, that's fair.
And guys that move the way that he moves, I just like to bet on. And a part of me watches Texas A&M, and I'm like, Marcel Reed is awful. Like, just not a good quarterback, not a good thrower of the football. And the All-22, dude, he's open all the time at every level of the field. And the ball gets in his hands, and I literally just see Zay Flowers. That's exactly what I see.
No, I get you on that.
Like, Zay Flowers is a good player. He's a very good player. He is a 1. He's not like the top of the league 1, but he's a 1. You can win with him as your 1.
Oh yeah, he's a top 20 receiver.
He's playing good today. He's got 6 for 97 and a touchdown. Tyler Huntley is in the game. Interesting. But yeah, no, that's my thing with KC Concepcion. He just moves so much differently than everybody else. He's faster, he's quicker, he's twitchier. At the catch point, you want him to be better, but once again, I'm not expecting you to throw him in those situations. No. I expect him to be a quick screen, use him pre-snap with the motion, get in motion looks for him. I think he's super talented, man. I don't know if he goes in the first round because I don't know how well he tests as far as, like, he's not going to be big. No, he'll kill all the agility drills in the 40.
Yeah, we'll have to see what his straight line speed,
Yeah, like, I see Zay Flowers. I'm just not going to get pulled off of that comp. That's what I see, and I'm going to bank on it. And we can kind of move on to another smaller receiver and then finish it out after this. Makai Lemon, are we in agreement that this is just, like, kind of JSN again? Like, maybe not to that exact extent, but that's kind of what I see.
Yeah.
Power slot, wins everywhere, catches everything.
Yeah, he's just
great after the catch, good blocker. I mean, he's going to be a good player. I have almost no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, this was super lazy. I don't want to be a helmet scout because those drive me nuts. But, I mean, my comp for him was St. Brown.
St. Brown, yeah. A little smaller St. Brown.
Yeah, it's like he blocks the piss out of everybody. He catches everything. He's physical at the catch point. I mean, you're not throwing him like 50. You're not going to be throwing him 50-50 balls in the NFL.
Dude, he wins with those.
Oh, he can. I'm not saying he can't do that. I'm saying you're probably just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And which, again, I don't care. It is the least valuable skill in all of sports. I don't care about it at all. And He's super physical at the catch point. He catches with his hands, which another thing, people don't realize that like body catchers in college most of the time suck in the NFL. Like because when you rely on catching with your body in college, well, if you're an NFL prospect, you're going to be open enough to catch the ball with your body every single time because you're an NFL prospect running routes on college kids. But when you get to the NFL, you're not going to be wide open. So when you're waiting for the ball to get to your body, oh, that's getting poked out. Oh, that's getting poked out. And then you have to catch it with your hands. Right. He catches it with his hands so well. I love watching him play football. It's just it's awesome to watch.
I have no worries about giving him a top 20 grade and him exceeding that. I have no worries at all. I think he could get drafted to a team like I I want to be unbiased, but like he could easily go to Kansas City. That'd be a little high though. But a pass first centric team, like dude, he could put up numbers, man. Like he really could put up some numbers.
I think he's gonna be special. I think he's gonna be a very good player.
I want to talk about Carnell Tate, and Jordan Tyson, kind of in the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is because I do think they're similar players. I think Jordan Tyson has dealt with a lot of injuries throughout his college career. That worries me a little bit, and that's why I have him so low. He's my wide receiver 5, not because of the talent. I mean, he could be wide receiver 1 in this class based off talent.
Mm-hmm.
The injury history scares me. There's certain aspects of his route tree that scare me a little bit. He wins at a consistent rate, 10 to 15 plus yards down the field at a rate that excites me. But I don't see enough of just creation underneath for me to put him above a guy like a Makai Lemon. And the things that he's really good at, I think Carnell Tate is just better at.
That's fair.
So, and along with the injury history, that's kind of why I have him where I have him.
Mm-hmm.
Could he go win Offensive Rookie of the Year next year? Yeah, I mean, like, obviously. But the injury just scares me a little bit, and I just personally like Carnell Tate better anyways, and I like Makai Lemon better anyways.
I get you. The reason I like Tyson, because him and Tate, I do agree, are similar players. I just think Tyson's ceiling is quite a bit higher.
I think, dude, I seriously think it could be Tet plus. Like,
that's
that
what I
could
mean.
be.
Like, Carnell, I don't care about like relative athletic score like the NFL does, specifically for wide receivers. I do
Not
not
a
care
receiver,
about that at all.
no.
No, like not even a little bit, because like
I mean, look at fucking Xavier Leggett, for example.
Yeah,
I hate to keep bringing him up, but like
I-
he's the poster child for this.
teams that care about RAS scores, like, it drives me nuts because the Packers literally live and die by it, and it drives me absolutely nuts. Like, I get it for some positions, like middle linebacker and tight end. Like, yeah, you want a good athlete there because odds are, if 95% of superstar tight ends and linebackers are just freak athletes, but like wide receiver, it doesn't matter. But the NFL, it does matter a little bit for like ceiling. I don't think Tate's a special athlete. Maybe he tests better than I think he will.
No, he's not gonna like wow anybody. I mean, maybe with like the broad jump, he has a crazy. It wouldn't shock me if he had the highest vertical and broad jump at the combine.
It could happen, and I just don't think he's a special athlete. Maybe I'll be wrong, and it'll be whatever. But I think they're so similar, and I just see Tyson being so much. Like you were talking about with Concepcion. He moves different. Tyson moves different. And
he does.
at
For his size,
his size, he moves different. And I fully expect his testing to reflect that. And in like the tape says he moves different.
The 2024 tape is legitimately perfect wide receiver tape. It's damn near flawless. And this year it was a little bit hit or miss, but like the games where he put it together, that's a top 10 pick. That's a top 10 pick.
And Carnell Tate, like when I'm watching him, great player. Like he does all the little things super well. Like he catches with his hands better than Tyson does. He's more. I'd say they're about equal at the like how aggressive they are at the catch point. They like all the little things. Carnell Tate does them awesome. I
think Sayan also did a better job this year putting Tate in positions to succeed than Levitt did throughout the year. And Arizona State also struggled with not having Levitt healthy throughout the season.
And just more weapons on that team to like be.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Tate just doesn't move different, which won't affect how I think he'll play in the NFL. Because I said the same thing about JSN. I didn't think JSN moved different in college either. Like he was twitchy, but he wasn't a crazy athlete. And when I watched his tape, he didn't move different. But I was like, it doesn't matter. He's going to be an awesome receiver because he just does everything so well. That's what I see with Tate. Like I think he's a big receiver. He can play in the slot. He can play outside. He runs good routes. He gets open. He does everything he needs.
I just see George Pickens. Like it's just that's just who I see when I see him play. And I know you said you don't care about contested catch rate, and I understand like why you wouldn't. He is 14 of 16 on contested catches this year,
That's not
and
a
no
bad thing to
drops.
be good at.
No drops,
Yeah.
which tells me that like it doesn't matter if you're a decent contested catch wide receiver. That does not move me in the slightest. But if you are the best on planet Earth, which Carnell Tate is, that is going to translate to the NFL.
Yeah, which is why my comp for Carnell Tate is Terry McLaurin.
And that's a good one. Yeah, I actually like that a little bit better than the George Pickens one.
Because Terry McLaurin is so
Way
awesome.
more of a speedster too than people give him credit for.
Who?
Carnell Tate is.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
can win over top. I do think a lot of his wins over top are he's an NFL first round potential prospect and he's playing against
Bigger and faster.
Big Ten corners and he's just
Yeah.
faster than them. And when you're
Yeah.
playing Ohio State, you can't just sit and bracket Carnell Tate because then you'll get fried by everybody else, like Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's like he's getting a lot of one-on-ones that like guys like Tyson and Lemon and other guys just didn't get the luxury of. So like
Yeah.
I still
Tyson especially.
So
Because
I
with
think they'll
Lemon,
still win, but-
with Lemon in the power slot, like you still had, I know he was hurt throughout the year, but like Jacoby Lane is a good receiver. He's going to be in my top 12, 13-ish. Like,
yeah.
I 100% understand where you're coming from. I don't think we're like far off on our grades. All of
No.
the guys that I talked, like Tate is going to have a top 10 grade. Tyson's going to have a top 10 grade. Lemon's going to have a top 15-ish grade. It's all, to me, about fit and preference. Like,
No.
Tyson should be wide receiver 1 in this class, but the injuries scare me.
No, that's
Tate could be wide receiver 1 in this class. Like, Lemon could be wide receiver 1 in this class. You could even talk, like, I got to watch Chris Bell. You could talk me into Denzel Boston being wide receiver 1 in this
those
class.
five, I think, have a chance.
Yeah.
Concepcion, I like you said, Zay Flower. I just don't like. He's going to be an awesome slot receiver. I just don't see any way that he's anything past that. Like,
And that's fine. That's the I guess like the fun part of this exercise is we'll look back on this. I really wish we did this pod a couple years ago because we would have had some takes that I think would have aged incredibly well, and some takes that would not have aged well at all.
Yep.
Like I definitely know we would have hammered the Keon Coleman shit and the Xavier Leggett shit. Like,
Easy.
That was easy.
Yeah, no, not a fan of Keon Coleman. I really hated Leggett.
I would have hammered the Xavier Worthy pick too if we were. I mean, you know the fucking DMs we had. It's we're pretty. I'd like to say this is our best position if we combined our. Like,
yeah. No,
if you took the top 10 at every single position, this is the position that I think I'd get the highest success rate.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I played wide receiver in high school, so that like I spent like half my life just watching wide receivers to see how I could improve myself. So like I've watched so much wide receiver tape that I'm much better at grading wide receivers than I am any other position. Like
yeah, and honestly, I am in love with the way that this pod turned out because we are right at an hour.
Perfect.
And we've hit basically everything. So, in the comment section, let me know what you guys want to see as far as like individual prospects, rankings, what teams you want to talk about. We could even do like off-season predictions based on teams already eliminated. I would love to have an episode like that about my Chiefs. That would be incredible.
That'd be super fun.
Yeah, just let us know what you want to see. Trying to keep these pods a little bit shorter, get them uploaded more consistently. We're still aiming for Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Fridays. Is that what you're
Wednesdays and Fridays to be posted. Okay. Yeah.
This will get uploaded on Wednesday. We will also record on Wednesday. Oh, no. Thursday. Upload on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, man. It's always so much fun talking about this. I love this sport so much. It's unfortunate that it's already coming to an end. I mean, we only got a couple months left.
Yeah.
But then we get into draft season, which is my personal favorite time of the year.
That's super fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So let us know what you want to see in the comments. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Have a good night.